begin with a video or the video question.
Hi, my name is Katie. I am 20 years old from Los Angeles, California, and my question for you is, what do you think of an Article 5 Convention of States?
Now, how many 20-year-olds in the United States know about the Article 5 Convention of States idea? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
So you're exceptional. Is it Katie? Yeah, that's really remarkable. So this is a convention. By the way, we have the best answer is actually already given at PragerU, a video by Jim DeMint, a former U.S. Senator, South Carolina, I believe. And it's a PragerU video on the Article 5 convention. So you should watch that and really get a very informed answer. It is about getting the states together. A certain number have to vote yes, and then you could have a convention with regard to adding some or one amendment to the U.S. Constitution. And ideally, I would love to see certain things added. For example, most people don't know this, but I don't remember which amendment it is that allowed for an income tax. The United States before the 20th century never had an income tax. Taxes were paid, excise taxes and import taxes and a whole host of taxes, but not an income tax. You were allowed to keep the money that you earned, which sounds to me to be the moral approach to money. That stopped. It started at 1%, and now it's 50%, which is what happens with everything that touches government. It grows, and it grows just like the government grows and grows. There are a whole host of things that people have thought of that might work for example, term limits, that people should not be allowed to serve in Congress more than 2 terms, because the ideal when America was set up was to have regular human beings take time off from their career and serve their fellow countrymen in Congress or as a governor, senator, representative, whatever. And now we have a lot of people whose entire life is politics. That's not a healthy thing for the country. It's not a healthy thing. Well, it may be healthy for them, because very few people who spent a lot of time in Congress are poor. How did they get that wealthy? How did the President of the United States get so wealthy just as a senator and then as a vice president? How do you get wealthy? It's certainly not on the salary of a public official. It's a tragedy because, what is it? Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, said Lord Acton in the 19th century. It's not good to have a class of politicians. Be that as it may, it's hard to imagine in such a divided America that we could get 3/4 of the states to ratify an amendment. But I'll tell you the one that I'm the biggest fan of, even more than term limits, is to get rid of the income tax and have what's called a consumption tax, where you're not taxed on what you earn, you're taxed on what you spend. So every time you spend money, there's an added tax. Europeans have it. It's called a value-added tax. The problem is they have an income tax and a consumption tax. I would like to get rid of the income tax. Maybe I should even offer you some thoughts on another occasion on why the income tax is so destructive, especially morally. It makes a nation of cheats. And there's a reason for that. How much better a consumption tax would be, but for the economy and for the moral health of a society. Okay.